Tricia.
Good morning, everyone. It is July the 28th, 2025, 9 a.m. We're going to call a regular Commissioners Court meeting to order. All commissioners are present. We have a quorum. First item on the agenda be a prayer and pledge of allegiance. Commissioner Bowen, please.
Let us pray. Father, we thank you for this day. We thank you for the blessings. We thank you for the rain that's come and all the hay that we have. And just continue to bless that in a cooler summer. And we ask you to continue to look after and guide Atascosa County. In Jesus' name we pray.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Good morning, everyone. We're here for public comments now. Do we have anybody for public comments? Tabitha, nothing new? And last call for public comments. Okay, being no further comment, no public comments, item number 4, Brittany Van Curren and Travis Prusky with the New River Authority discuss take appropriate action regarding approval of an interlocal agreement between Atascosa County and New River Authority for grant funding for updated flood mapping within the Atascosa County portion of the New River Authority region. As part of this agreement, Atascosa County is responsible for a local match in the amount of $384,348, which would be paid to River Authority over 10 years in annual installments of $38,434.80. Good morning, Ms. Van Curren.
Good morning. I have with me Travis Prusky from the New River Authority, and he's going to give you all a presentation on what exactly this program is and how detrimental it is to Atascosa County and our residents.
Thank you.
Mr. Prusky, good morning.
Good morning, Judge. Good morning, Commissioners. Thank you all for having me here today. So Travis Prusky with the Nueces River Authority. We've been part of the new state flood planning program. You're part of the Nueces region, which is Region 13. We started this process about 4 years ago, and Brittany has been a multiple our meeting. Robert Williams from Judgington is on our board, and we've been studying planning for the whole Nueces region. Well, one of the things, our biggest faults we found for region-wide was a lack of updated mapping. Most of the counties, including you guys, use FEMA maps, which are we'll say a little bit outdated, and the information there just not quite where we need to be to make the correct decisions for flooding, for new subdivisions. The growth, of course, is coming to Atascosa County. So about 2 years ago, we applied for a grant with the Water Development Board to do countywide mapping for throughout the whole basis. There's 31 counties in total, a little over 20,000 square miles of land that we have here. And we received that grant. There was 202 applications. We received number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, and number 5 in the state for this flood program, because there's 5 different pieces to this project. The most important one is the flood mapping. So what we will do is we're going to generate new FEMA-approved flood maps down to 6 inches for the entire county, and they'll do flood modeling with that. But one of the important parts of this regional plan is that the other counties like above you, mainly Medina County, is also going to be participating in, and that water that's going to come across their watershed comes into y'all's watershed. So we'll be able to include all of that through this mapping process. And then once we are done, we're going to turn that into FEMA for them to update. But while we're waiting for FEMA to do that process, which takes a very long time, they will be state approved for you guys to accept them as y'all's new county-wide flood maps. And then second piece of this puzzle is we're going to be looking at all the low water crossings. You guys have 31 low water crossings in Atascosa County, so we're going to prioritize them, look at them to see what's the best options, and give recommendations on how to do that. So we'll study all 31 of them. And then the third piece of our grant project was the high hazard dams. You have 53 high hazard dams in Atascosa County. So what that means, if you're not familiar, those are all dams that were built on, most of them are on private landowners where they're backing up creeks or river streams, things like that. Well, we want to inspect them because if one of them were to fail, large amounts of water would come into y'all's communities. We want to take a look at those to see how safe they are and come up with a plan for that. And then the fourth piece of the puzzle is our early warning system. We want to take a look at all the river gauges, the early warning systems, and come up with a Nueces Basin flood warning system. So what happens in Real County, Edward County starts working its way through all the other counties. We can all have the best, most accurate, up-to-date information for you guys to make proper decisions here on the floor. And then the fifth one, which was 100% paid for, was our nature-based solutions. The Nature Conservatory was our partner on that one. And if you look at a lot of flood projects, most of them are going to be concrete and a lot of dirt moving. Well, those are extremely expensive. Well, there's some nature-based solutions, which there are different types of plants or wetlands you can build in different creek areas to actually slow that water down, create the same benefit of these big construction ones, but they usually cost about 15 to 20% less than whatever those big construction projects. So we're going to be looking at if any of those fit any of the problems here in Atascosa County. That was 100% paid for. Overall, the grant is a $30 million grant. We received 75%, it was a $35 million application. We received 75% grant, and we were asked to give a 25% match from the local counties. And that's what we're coming to ask today for the counties to join that process. It is your match is a 10-year zero-interest loan. The Nueces River Authority will be taking out that loan. You will make that payment directly to us. We will handle everything with the Development Board as far as all that bond work and all those kind of things we will handle. So that payment will just come directly to the River Authority over the next 10 years to get this everything funded out. We believe this project will last about 24 months. We will be starting next spring, so everything should be done within by 2027, 2028. You should have all these updated maps and all the information. Threw a lot of information out y'all there. Please ask questions.
So if I can, typically the maps that I currently use from FEMA, first of all, they haven't been updated since 2010 or 11 maybe, but they are also 2D maps. So it is just FEMA looking at it going, well, you're close to the river, so you're probably going to flood. It doesn't take into account any of the hills or anything along those lines. So I have people every day calling me going, why do I have to do this process? I live on a hill. There's no way the water's going to get this high. With this new mapping, not only are they going to be doing accurate mapping, but they are going to be doing it to where with the models that he's describing, so we'll be able to see a little bit more than just 2D. And also their maps will be able to, the files will be able to go onto my county map that I keep updated at all times. I will have access to be able to edit with new flood studies that come in that are already FEMA approved. That is something that we have never had before. That option is not here. You have to go through FEMA. You have to hope that they ever update it, and that is not a knock on FEMA. It just takes a very long time. So this would be hugely detrimental, not only to not only to what I do every single day, but to our residents and how we can better serve and help them, not to mention all of the warnings, all of the, better monitoring of the low water crossings, et cetera, that is coming with this project.
So y'all will get a new mapping program that's digital so that Brittany will be able to share when there's new developers come in. She can share that digitally. They can actually update it and send it back. And so theoretically, you can have y'all's maps updated all the time as long as you're getting that information from their engineers to put those into the modeling program. You can automatically update y'all's mapping. So theoretically, we won't ever have to do this again. Now you're gonna wanna do some updates because houses and things won't, that you can't catch everything through this program, but you're gonna be much better shape. The other really important thing about FEMA maps is those maps are based over a 24-hour rainfall. So they'll say a 7-inch rain over 24-hour rainfall gives you a 100-year floodplain. Well, we've all learned recently that's not how rain actually happens. So we want to give you a 3-hour, 4-hour rainfall because that 100-year map changes dramatically. A 3-hour, 7-inch rainfall, which happened in Kirk County, equivalent to that's about a 15-inch over 24-hour rainfall. But it's not the same, and so we want to be able to give you that better information.
So sitting on the board of Alamo Area Council of Government, last week, this was brought up at our board meeting. And of course, they were hitting more on the San Antonio area, that exact area. But I will say that this is not something y'all just started doing. Y'all been proactive. I know the floods, it's in everybody's mind, oh, well, now they're just starting to do something. That's not correct. You guys have been working on this for a long time. It's just that happened to be in the path of all of this. So I respect it for one. I do have a couple of questions, though, and it would be some for our auditor as well as Brittany. When does this 10-year period start on the payments?
Your first payment is due spring of 26, January of 26.
Okay. So, Ms. Auditor, would we have to budget for it, and then what would we need in a special account for it?
But we've already put that in the,
It's in
we've
there?
already plugged it in.
Okay. So what you're saying is if I'd read the budget, I'd have seen it?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm good. I mean, y'all have any questions?
Anybody else?
No, I think it's very much needed, yeah. That's what, Brittany's always, she does a great job, but she can only give us what she has, and this could really enhance that.
Y'all have anything?
I have probably the most low-lying areas missing for. I see the group right there at the bottom. There's probably a few more than that. I'll get you that location.
Yes, sir.
One of the things that we'll let you know, we have planned 6 meetings at each county. So over the course of next year and the following year, we plan to have 6 meetings here with you, with the cities, with commissioners, with Public Works, as many people to make sure we're not missing anything through this process. We're going to be going through it, but this will be hands-on and having the county involved. We want your input through this process, obviously. So we'll be planning 6 meetings throughout 26 and 27 to make sure we're not missing any pieces.
Travis, we're gonna pay for this over 10 years, but my question is, how long is it gonna take to actually do the project?
2 years.
2 years. And Atascosa County will be in the first part of it, or the second?
Yeah, well, obviously, so each county is gonna be modeled, that 6-inch model doesn't depend on anything, but the mapping portion, but the modeling of those water flows from the other counties will take part of that final, 100-year, 200-year floodplain. Brittany will have that 6-inch probably within 6 to 8 months of the mapping, but we won't have the modeling correct until we wanna make sure we get all the head flows from water that's coming into the county as well. But yeah, we're expecting, our goal is 2 years, everything we have worked out with the project happen in 2 years.
But I think what maybe Judge is asking, y'all are gonna be starting on the northern end of the basin, correct? So we're in that top area.
We're gonna start the whole area at one time, but it's the modeling portion. We're gonna start mapping y'all guys right away. It's the modeling, we have to get that water flow as it's coming from Medina County through Frio County into your county. So, but you will be earlier, obviously. The models won't get to San Patricio County until a little bit later because we got a long way to go.
Believe me, there's some people in this county think we can make water run uphill. Okay, do we have a motion?
So moved.
Motion made by Commissioner Gillespie to enter into agreement, seconded by Commissioner Riley. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor? The motion carries. Mr. Kruski, thank you very much.
Thank y'all very much. We're happy to
We'll
bring this
stay
to
in
your
touch.
service again.
Yes, sir.
Thanks, Brittany.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Brittany.
Item number 5, Mike Ponza, and I'm going to present this for Mike. He's not here today. He's tied up in that situation. Discuss and take appropriate action to approve the contract between Atascosa County and Rakowitz Engineering for the provision of engineering and surveying services related to Texas COVID-19 pandemic award contract number 4485-0049. The total cost of the project is $3,196,682.80. The federal shares of spending amounting to $2,877,145.20 is provided through the Hazard Mitigation Grant Program. Atascosa County will cover the federal match requirement, $319,682.80, through reimbursements from the subsidients, pending county attorney review and approval. Good morning.
Morning, Judge, Commissioners.
This is the generator grant.
This is generator grant, yeah.
Everybody knows what-
Brad Cater with Rakowitz Engineering here. Mr. Ponza told me Thursday he had a appointment this morning, couldn't make it, so I figured I'd come in as well if y'all had any questions. So this is for the generator grant. This started in 2022. It spent some time with FEMA and TDM getting approved, and finally was awarded earlier this year, I believe. So here we are back, and this is for the contract for us to do the actual engineering design for the generators for the 22 sites. I believe we were selected back in 22, so everything up until this point was kind of pre-award unpaid services, and this is to get us under contract. The actual engineering, so the way the agenda is written, that's the grant award from FEMA, but the engineering contract is less at $444,000. That includes us hiring a subconsultant to do the specific electrical drawings on each site. So that's within there under ours. So we've had this contract drafted and reviewed by the grant administrators up at GrantWorks, and they've also sent it to TDM for a courtesy review as well. It incorporates anything FEMA needs. We've got some FEMA provisions in here as well. So we've had them review it and looking here to get it approved so we can keep rolling.
Move for approval. Motion made by Commissioner Gillespie.
Second.
Seconded by Commissioner Bowen. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor? Motion carries.
Thank y'all.
Thank you, sir.
Appreciate it.
Item number 6, Loretta Holly, Tax Office. Discuss, take appropriate action concerning personnel. I believe all three of these are identical, aren't they, Ms. Holly? Aren't all three of these identical?
Yes.
And the pay rate, I've been informed by the auditor, is $21.35, not $21.15 per hour.
Sounds good.
So, discuss, take appropriate action on personnel. Existing employee Ariana Davis, position deputy clerk, pay rate $21.35 an hour. Salary budget there is 012-444-402. Start date would be July 28th, 2025. Current employee, same thing with Tristan Shannon and Christina Beavers. Same thing, current employees, same pay rate.
Yes, these ladies have gone way over their 90 days, and I'm just ready to bump them up.
So moved.
Motion made by Commissioner Gillespie, seconded by Commissioner Pavelic. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you. Item number 7, Courtney Greer with EMS, discuss and take appropriate action concerning personnel. Existing employee, Christopher Lewis, position PRN paramedic to full-time entry paramedic. Pay rate be $21.85 an hour, $120 uniform allowance. Salary budget area is 041-400-430 and 041-400-489. Start date will be July 29th, and current employee.
Good morning, Judge. Good morning, Commissioners. We brought on Christopher Lewis as a PRN. Since then, we have lost a full-timer, and he will be coming in to replace that employee.
So moved.
Motion made by Commissioner Riley. Seconded by Commissioner Pavelic. Any further discussion? All those in favor? That motion carries. Next is existing employee Brandon Johnson, position PRN EMT to PRN paramedic. Pay rate be $22 hourly. Salary budget there is 041-400-518. Start date will be July 29th, 2025. Current employee.
Mr. Johnson came to us. He was in paramedic school when he applied, but since he had not finished or completed, we had to hire him as an EMT. Since then, he has passed his national testing and is now a certified paramedic, so we're just upping him for those positions.
So moved.
Motion made by Commissioner Riley. Seconded by Commissioner Pavelic. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor? That motion carries. Thank you, Ms. Greer. Item number 8, Sarah Reen with Animal Control. Discuss take appropriate action concerning personnel. New employee Anthony Ramos, position of kennel tech. Pay rate is $19.23 hourly. Salary budget area 012447405. Start date will be July 29th, 25. Current employee, sorry. Ms. Green?
Yeah, he's a new employee. He did pass his physical and everything as of Friday last week, so he's good to go. He'll fill our last kennel tech position.
Okay.
So moved.
Motion made by Commissioner Bowen,
Second.
seconded by Commissioner Pavelic. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor? That motion carries. Thank you, Ms. Green. Do me a favor, call me later. I want to ask you about a situation. Item number 9, Brittany Van Kuren with Rural Development. Discuss or take appropriate action concerning approval or denial of the certificate of exception for Eisenhower family on FM 1333 in Precinct 3. Ms. Van Kuren?
Yes, sir, we received their paperwork. They have met all the requirements, and I recommend approval.
Motion made by Commissioner Pavelic,
Second.
seconded by Commissioner Riley. Is any further discussion? All those in favor? That motion carries. Item number 10, Brittany Van Kuren, discuss and take appropriate action concerning approval or denial of the certificate of exception for, is it Kilman? Kilman Benner on Misty Lane in Precinct 3. Ms. Van Kuren?
Yes, sir, they've met all the recommendations, and I recommend approval.
Motion made by Commissioner Pavelic,
Second.
seconded by Commissioner Riley. Is any further discussion? All those in favor? That motion carries. Item number 11, Brittany Van Kuren, discuss or take appropriate action concerning approval or denial for the road bore permit for Pillar EFS on County Road 419 in Precinct 4.
Yes, sir, they met everything Victoria required, and we're recommending approval.
So moved.
Motion made by Commissioner Riley,
Second.
seconded by Commissioner Pavelic. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor? That motion carries. Item number 12, Brittany Van Kuren, Rural Development. Discuss and take appropriate action concerning approval or denial of the temporary water line permit for EOG Resources on County Road 424 in Precinct 4. Ms. Van Kuren?
Yes, sir, they completed the permit as required, and we recommend approval.
So moved.
Motion made by Commissioner Riley,
Second.
seconded by Commissioner Pavelic. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor? That motion carries. Thank you, Ms. Van Kuren.
Thank you.
Item number 13, County Clerk Teresa Carrasco, discuss or take appropriate action for approval of Commissioners Court minutes for May 2025. Ms. Carrasco?
Yes, they were sent out on Friday, and I hope y'all had a chance to look at them, to have them approved.
Motion made by Commissioner Pavelic,
Second.
seconded by Commissioner Gillespie. Is there any
Thank you.
further discussion? All those in favor? That motion carries.
Thank you.
Number 14, Tracy Barrera, the auditor, discuss or take appropriate action to renew the interlocal agreement with the Regional Public Defender for capital cases for fiscal year 2026-27. The annual amount due from Atascosa County is $23,254, which is the same amount as 24-25 agreement. If the interlocal agreement is approved, authorize the county judge to sign the interlocal agreement with the Regional Public Defender's Office for capital cases on behalf of Atascosa County Commissioners Court. Ms. Barrera?
Yes, sir. This is one of those things we just have to do. We bring it to court. We've been a part of this for many, 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 many years. If we do ever have a capital murder, this is basically insurance of that will have representation. It does not cover everything, this is just all the finding and all that other stuff, investigators and that stuff. We do still get charged on that, but it does help us in the big picture. So they didn't change the rate on us from the prior year, so asking for approval.
So moved.
Motion made by Commissioner Gillespie, seconded by Commissioner Riley. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor? Motion carries. Item number 15, Tracy Barrera, Auditor, discuss or take appropriate action to approve the submission of the unclaimed property capital credits for counties, and if approved, authorize the county judge to sign the attached. This annual process, in conjunction with Local Government Code Section 381.004, Texas Property Code Section 74.602, authorizes Texas Comptroller of Public Accounts to allocate a portion of the unclaimed capital credits received from electronic cooperatives back to the counties in cooperative service areas.
Same thing, we do this every year. We get anywhere from $20,000 to $90,000 back, so it just depends on what's going on. So I just need approval, that way we can submit it.
So moved.
Motion made by Commissioner Gillespie, seconded by Commissioner Bowen. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor? That That motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Item number 16, County Attorney Molly Solis, discuss and take appropriate action to amend and/or publish notice the order prohibiting dumpsters within the county public right-of-way of Atascosa County and enforcement and penalties of violations of the order. Ms. Solis?
Thank you. I'll present from here if that's okay, so I can review the document with you. It was passed January 8th of 2024 in order to prohibit having dumpsters in the public right-of-way. I've been approached by 2 precinct commissioners regarding enforcing this, as this is still ongoing. It does not appear that we published notice of this order in the Pleasanton Express newspaper, which is required in order to enforce and also assess any type of penalty on a commissioner's court order or regulation. So I would like to ask that we ask the county clerk's office to publish this order in the Pleasanton Express to run two consecutive weeks. Once we do that, then we can enforce it. I would also like to ask that some of the wording be changed. It insinuates that the county attorney's office will be the one like going out and obtaining compliance with the regulations. We really don't do that part. The actual Texas Local Government Code 81023 provides that a fine may be imposed. We can send notice, and if there is a violation, then we would ask for them to be brought before Commissioner's Court or summoned before Commissioner's Court. It would be probably a precinct commissioner and/or constable that would go out and give them the notice that they're in violation and proceed from there. So I would like to ask that it be amended to say precinct commissioner or constable will attempt to obtain compliance with the regulations, and then failure to do so, I will send the notice, because I don't physically go out, or my office doesn't go out and say, oh, there's a violation. That's usually started by a different entity. So I would ask for that amendment in that first paragraph. And then direction for publication, please.
Ken,
You have questions?
people that lease these trash dumpsters out to these people, can they be also send a notice?
It is against the property owner. So the property owner would need to notify the trash company to move it. We can give a courtesy notice to the trash company, but we can't hold them in contempt and fine them.
Really? If there are dumpsters in the right-of-way in the
Well,
contract?
under this order, we cannot, because that's not the way we've worded it. We've worded it where it's going to be the person's property is the way it looks to me. I don't see it saying a corporation and/or business that has placed the dumpster there. So if we would like to add that wording in, then we can go from there. But this is talking about the right-of-way in front of a residence.
Well, I have contacted one company, because when they left the dumpster for that homeowner or property owner, they left the corner of it sitting on the county road. So I had to contact them to come move it off the road, because somebody's gonna hit it. So they've been notified of that.
And right now, with all the rain we've had and they're mowing, they can't get it mowed with the dumpster in the right-of-way. It just causes lots of problems.
Yep.
I think it's gonna be a process though, because as you know, some people they're gonna have to relocate the dumpster somewhere. And not all driveways, not all entrances to people's property are going to be able to have that easily happen. So this is gonna create some logistical problems for people getting their dumpster inside of their property and the trash company going in there to dump it. I think that's why they've always just plopped them right in the right-of-way. It's easier in and out. It's different with the wheelers, because obviously they're there for a short period of time and then they're taken inside. So
I understand the reasoning for it. I'm just concerned with the process. I mean, the dumpster doesn't belong to the landowner. The dumpster belongs to the garbage collection company. That's where I'm having a problem.
Well, neither one has permission to put it in the state or county right-of-way, so the landowner needs to say, I want this service, but you can't put the dumpster out there. You need to put it right inside the right or left side of my property. They make that agreement with the dumpster company when they start the service, so that should have been made clear there. And if it wasn't, now we can notify them, and they can notify the company, hey, you need to come move my dumpster in because I'm about to get fined or held in contempt of Commissioner's Court for having it in the right-of-way. We can give a notice to the dumpster company, a blanket notice, and tell them that this is going to be enforced. After we publish it in the paper, we can send a copy of the order and to the dumpster companies doing business and ask them to proactively start moving these and figuring this out with the landowner. But it's going to be both sides that are having to figure it out.
They'll work with you, because that's what they do with mine. He just opens the gate, drives in, loads it, backs out on Highway 16 there.
They can get it done. It's just going to be a process.
Okay, do we have any motions? Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion, but it has to be with the amendment of, we're gonna add a, and I wanna bark on this a little bit before I make that motion.
Okay.
I don't think it's a commissioner's duty to walk up to someone and say you're not doing the law the proper way. There's constables for that. I don't think it's the position for a commissioner to do. We can't write a ticket or citation of any kind. Not that I want it off of me and put on someone else, but if it gets out of control, I'm gonna end up having to call a constable or a deputy out as well. So I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, Sheriff, but I don't, or if there's a constable in here, but I don't know what would it would do anything for a commissioner to walk up to him and tell him you're breaking the law when we
Right.
don't enforce the law.
And so that's where, in the first paragraph, after it says, it is so ordered, if you look at the county attorney's office shall be charged with enforcement of this order. Well, it's the commissioner's court that enforces it. If any person or entity violates a provision of this order, the county attorney will attempt to obtain compliance. It's the constable's office and/or precinct commissioner to notice it and say, hey, landowner, get in compliance. I don't know what step you want to be involved in. If you want to report it to the constable and have it worded where the constable gives them notice to get in compliance, and then if they don't do so, it's referred to my office, and then we start the process to bring them to commissioner's court, and/or the constable gives them a citation.
Okay. So we'll leave it as worded as originally, the constable and commissioner.
So I would like it to change to the commissioner's court shall be charged with enforcement of the order, and then I would like it to change to say the precinct commissioner or constable will attempt to obtain compliance with these regulations, and then also notice in the paper for 2 weeks.
Can I use that for my amendment?
Yes.
What do you think we table this to get it all worked out?
Hey, Commissioner.
Yes, sir.
So I'm just curious, are we going to be out there looking for violations throughout the whole county and enforcing them, or they're gonna wait till someone calls and, hey, now I have a problem?
In this situation, because it was passed a while back, but it wasn't noticed, it's like we're starting anew. So after these 2 weeks of publication, the precinct commissioners that are having issues with it need to proactively tell me who these landowners are, or tell the constable. The constable can go notify them. I could send a letter, but it's easier just to tell them, hey, move it, than to start this process with all this down the road when most people will just move it. They just want to be in compliance. So I think it doesn't get to a deputy or a constable until there's non-compliance with the initial move the dumpster. We have an order. I think that's those that are not moving it down the road, and we need assistance from law enforcement in order to do so. But certainly the constable can go just like a commissioner and say, hey, there's this county order, were you aware of it? You need to get in compliance. And then if they do not, we start that process. But I wouldn't say it's a deputy patrolling issue. It's the commissioners that need to assist with getting it in compliance initially. And then if there's problems down the road, then yeah, if a deputy sees one in the right of way, like a new one's placed there, then call it in and let's start working it. But don't, we're not going to issue a citation right then and there. I wouldn't say. It's a process. It's an order to get them in compliance is the main thing. The penalty, if they're brought, so they have to come to before commissioner's court, has to be presented, Commissioners Court has to make a finding. If you're found in contempt, it's a $25 fine or imprisonment not to exceed 24 hours in case of the fine. Yeah, so it's an odd statute, but it's $25 or you can sit in jail for 24 hours if you don't want to pay the fine. I think most people will pay the $25. So the main thing is, if we bring them here, we're still trying to get them in compliance, right? So let's do that on the front end instead of having every, parade of people here that y'all have to deal with.
Well, on that, the companies, they place the dumpsters out there on county property, not the land, not the people that actually rent the deal. I've contacted one guy about that one that was sitting on the edge of the road. And he built a little inset for that dumpster to get it off the road. That's all I was asking, to get it off the road, because it was dangerous.
And I think, like I said, it's going to be changing that mindset and changing that standard of operating procedure for those businesses to let them know that it's no longer allowed to be in any right-of-way in Atascosa County.
Right.
It's just communicating it, and I'm sure they don't want to have problems either. So we just need to make sure that they're notified, and if they're not getting in compliance, then let me know, and I will reach out.
Good.
Molly,
Yes, sir.
if, and I can just foresee some of this, if you have a habitual offender, it's like, here's $100, call me in 4 days. Is there a provision in there that's gonna say, hey, either move it or we're gonna move it, and we can get a local record service and have it hauled off, and now the company's gonna be liable to come get it?
So you can hold them in contempt of court and go that route, and criminal contempt can be a stay in the county jail until it's complied with. So the initial one is the $25 or 24 hours in jail. If they don't comply within 10 days after that proceeding, then they can be held in civil or criminal contempt of court, which can be enforced by being held in custody until they're in compliance. So I think in the long run, they will get in compliance because nobody wants to sit in the jail because there are dumpsters in the right-of-way. But that's where this goes. So.
I'm hearing a lot of, I'm not sure,
Yeah.
and I'm not comfortable with making a motion on any of it right now, so.
It's very weird. Honestly, it is, and it wasn't publicized. So that's why I'm saying, if we're gonna put this out there, which we have, it's on the books, but we can't enforce something that's not publicated, and that's what we missed that step. And so publish it in the paper, allow for a period of time for notice, let the landowners know that you have problems with, they need to move their dumpster. If that doesn't work, then we let the companies know.
What's good for one is good for all, so they're all at fault.
Right.
You can't pick and choose because that one has it close to the road and the other one doesn't. If
Right.
it's in the county right away, they're in the wrong.
That's correct.
And that's where I think we need to step back a second and make sure this is very clear before we even go forward with it, because
Have the constables and JPs and sheriffs been consulted on this, how it's gonna operate?
No, that should have been done last January when it was passed in 2024. And I don't think that happened. That's why it's a mess.
Didn't know all the details yet, though.
that's the thing.
I'll figure it out. No disrespect to you, I'm just saying that this
There's
conversation.
no disrespect to me. I did not do this. I'm trying to fix it.
Another thing I know we're thinking about here is a rippling effect too. I know, I'd have to say probably, I know Trent was involved with, but when we talked about that, I believe Mark and myself have the highest percentage of those dumpsters. I know, I looked at them, there's over 150 in mine. I've looked at them. There's 150. So you talk about, we've got to have a game plan here in place for what we're going to do, because what we fear too in Atascosa County is if they take it away, then they start dumping it on the road. And then we wind up going out there and having to pick that up. So I think we have to have a game plan, like Mark is saying, and work this out to what the sheriff, what he's thinking and what we're thinking and what you're thinking, and we can kind of put it all together.
And so the way this was brought to me was I did have two different commissioners that are having problems with this, asked me to enforce this order. I said, what order? And then I asked the clerk for the order, and then I asked, was it published? And the answer was probably not. We don't have any record of it being published.
Right.
So here I am trying to enforce an order that you can read is not clearly enforceable in a way that, and you can't enforce it if you haven't publicized it. That's just the law. So if you'd like to table it and work through it, we can. I would not recommend that we issue any citations during that time, even though it is on the books, if we want to work it out differently. But like I said, it's going to be a notice thing, right? You're going to have to tell them all it has to be moved. You're going to have to give them a deadline. And then you're going to have to tell the companies they can't put them there anymore. You're going to have to give them a deadline. And then you're going to have to start enforcing it. So if you'd like to table it and have a discussion about it, I can do so. I don't know if the judge wants a certain number of commissioners and constable, sheriff, somebody to meet and talk to me about this. I'd be glad to do that.
What's the pleasure of the court?
I'd like to table it at this time until we can get together and talk about it, and then we can come up with a plan, then we can go move forward from there.
Make that motion?
Yes, sir.
Motion made by Commissioner
But I also
Bowen.
think you need to make a committee or something today, because if you don't, I mean,
Yeah.
we're gonna talk about it today, and then we're not gonna talk about it no more until it's back on the agenda. And so who's gonna talk about it?
Who would you like on that committee?
Well, I mean, it needs to be at least one commissioner, the sheriff, and a constable, and then, of course, the attorney's office, but,
Would you like to serve as a?
you know me, I'll do anything.
Yeah,
but it's-
I know,
yeah.
okay. Well, we form
I
a,
think it need to be two commissioners, because I don't care who, but it needs to be two commissioners, county attorney, sheriff, and constable. I'm fine with that.
Butch, would you be on there?
Sure. I'll be on there.
Bubba, you want on there?
If you want on it, you can take my spot.
Yeah.
I got
Okay.
All right.
Well, I'm probably the one that brought this up first.
He started it, yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
started-
all right,
I
so-
started it.
It was them too. It was
Butch,
them
you be on? Okay.
So, all right, Commissioner 3 and Commissioner 4 are
You've got
on.
the majority of the dumpsters on yours.
Y'all go
Y'all
ahead.
be on the committee?
Sure.
Commissioner 3, Commissioner 4, county attorney, which JP?
wherever it's going to be filed.
I'm sorry?
3 or 4.
Okay. Judge Pacifica, you want on it? Sure. Okay. And then, do we want to add rural development on it or not?
I'm fine with whatever, I don't care.
Yes
Jesse,
or
you
no?
had your,
With
Jesse,
who?
you had your hand up.
Sheriff? You're on it too? Yeah. Yeah, all right. Why don't we just do this? I think Brittany should be involved since she does, people will be coming to her office also,
Yep.
so. Okay, so you
That's
make
my
that
motion.
motion to
That's
table it until they get, this committee
Yep.
puts it together and brings it back to court. Is that correct?
Exactly, that's correct.
Okay, is there a
Get a
second?
county clerk on this,
Second.
just to make y'all feel the pain.
Second by Commissioner Riley. Ms. Carrasco, you have all this? I'm sorry?
I'll help her. We
All
work
right.
well together.
All right. Any other discussion? All those in favor? That motion carries. Thank you. Item number 17, Molly Solis, County Attorney, and Sheriff Jake Guerra, discuss take appropriate action, transfer digital criminal evidence lab oversight and budget line item 012-404-758, mobile forensic expense to the County Attorney's Office, from the County Attorney's Office to the Sheriff's Office effective immediately. Ms.
So-
Solis.
Thank you. Myself and the sheriff have met on this a few times at the beginning of the year. We discussed moving the digital criminal evidence lab oversight under his office, as well as the budget that is under my office line item that it's called different things in there. So the latest version of what it's called is mobile forensic expense. So that's the one I pulled and put that needs to be moved to the sheriff's office budget. They have the individuals that are certified. My investigator does not do that anymore, and it is better suited for them to be the ones with the oversight since they have the certified individuals, and it is evidence. So I would like it to be in law enforcement hands.
Sheriff?
Sheriff?
Yes, sir, I'll take control over it.
All right. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Motion made by Commissioner Gillespie,
Second.
seconded by Commissioner Pavelic. Is there any further discussion?
Ms. Barrera, we're moving one from the line item that's posted, but we don't have a line item number that's posted, we're moving it into. Do you have a number?
I think it has to be created.
We should transfer the total.
Create it, and then I'll figure out how much is left, and then I'll bring that back.
Okay, thank you.
Any further discussion? All those in favor? That motion carries. Item number 18, Auditor Tracy Barrera, discuss take appropriate action concerning personnel. Existing employee Jace Allen, position juvenile post detention director, pay rate to be biweekly salary $37.92.31, salary budget area 139-400-401, Start date will be August 4th, 2025. Current employee. Ms. Barrera?
Yes, Jay Allen has been with us since the beginning of the post. He's worked very hard to get this program fine-tuned, and still working on it. We average about 5. We can have up to 8. Word of mouth is getting out there, and we should be at 8 consistently moving forward. And the judge and I spoke about this, and it's time to bump him up. We had discussed this when we did budget workshops as far as him being a director eventually, and
He's completed his new certification.
yes, he has all his certifications, and like I said, he's created this entire program, so.
So moved.
Motion made by Commissioner Gillespie,
Second.
seconded by Commissioner Riley. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor? That motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Item number 19, Commissioner Riley, discuss and take appropriate action concerning personnel. Existing employee Timothy Gould, position road crew transfer from precinct 1 to precinct 4. Pay rate will be $24.23 hourly. Salary budget area 024-400-402. Start date would be July 28, 2025. Current employee. Commissioner?
Yes, this employee is a lateral move. Nothing's changed. We start today. And we have an agreement with Commissioner Gillespie and I, that he transferred me.
You make that motion?
I'll make that motion.
Motion, Commissioner Riley,
Second.
seconded by Commissioner Gillespie. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor? That motion carries. Okay, at this time, it is 9:44 a.m. We're going to recess into executive session. Regular session of Atascosa County Commissioners Court will now recess in order to convene executive session according to Texas Government Code 551.071, consultation with attorney, 551.072, deliberations about real property, and 551.074, personnel matters. Items to discuss are: number 1, discussion of employee compensatory time overages; number 2, discussion of pending sale of Atascosa County owned property located in McMullen County; and number 3, discussion on interlocal agreements for animal control services with the cities of Pleasanton and Jourdanton. Again, it is 9:45 a.m. now. We're in recess. It is 9:31 a.m. We're reconvened from executive session back into regular session. Commissioners Court. I'm sorry, 10:31. We lost a whole hour. So item number 21, number one, employee compensatory time overages. Do we have a motion?
Your Honor, I'd like to make a motion. It says Commissioners Court is asking the HR Department to give notice to all needed elected officials to make a plan and return back to the HR Department within 2 weeks. At that point, it will start a 90-day monitor to correct all employee compensation hours and to get back below 40 hours.
Motion made by Commissioner Gillespie,
Second.
seconded by Commissioner Bowen. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor? Motion carries. Item number 2, discuss and consider approval of pending sale terms of Atascosa County-owned property in McMullen County.
Your Honor, I would also like to make a motion on this one as well to amend the contract to say the same terms as previously negotiated, to say only the Martinez family and remove the Kelso family. This agreement has until the August 8th, 2025 deadline, and also is to recuse Judge Coode from making signatures as I, Commissioner Gillespie, the authorization to sign all legal paperwork.
Motion made by Commissioner Gillespie,
Second.
seconded by Commissioner Riley. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor? That motion carries. Now, let everybody know also I abstained from that action on that item. Item number 3, discuss, consider action on the interlocal agreements from animal control services with the cities of Pleasanton and Jourdanton.
Move to resolve the contract to Pleasant and Jordan to, that their own animals since October 1st will do their own.
Motion made by Commissioner Pavelic,
Second.
seconded by Commissioner Gillespie. Is there any,
We just need to clarify that we're going to rescind the new contract that we sent out, and the current contract will end October 1st, and they'll be receiving notices of that.
include that in your motion? Do you agree to the
Yes,
second?
sir.
Any further discussion? Ms. Crosco, you have all that?
We think so.
All right, any further discussion? All those in favor? That motion carries. Okay, item number 22, just discuss, review, take action to accept, approve any invoices and payroll. Do we have anything this morning? Any payroll? Ms. Breyer, any reports or anything? No reports. Okay. No action on item number 22. Item number 23.
Sir, we do have invoices we need to approve.
Yes, we do need to approve invoices. I thought you asked
Where, oh, you do have some?
There's no reports, there's invoices.
Okay, there is invoices. Where are the, do you have them with you? Because I didn't have them up here, that's why I was asking. Okay.
So moved.
Motion made by Commissioner Gillespie,
Second.
seconded by Commissioner Bowen. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor? That motion carries. And item number 23, no reports, is that correct? Okay, no action there. Item number 24, comments from the Commissioners Court, no action be taken. Next Commissioners Court meeting will be set for August the 11th, 2025. Commissioner Gillespie?
I don't have anything, thank you.
Commissioner Bowen? Commissioner Pavelic? Riley? Okay, devastating fire over the weekend, if y'all haven't heard, with W.W. Wood. It was a bad deal. I want to thank all the volunteers, whether they were individuals or fire departments or any first responders. They did a heck of a job. It's still burning. It's going to take a while to burn out. There's no telling how many fire departments and personnel that were total out there. It was a pretty big event. We wish them nothing but the best, and I'm having a meeting this afternoon with the presidents coming in from California. Also, I have to say, Ronald Sanchez and Mike Ponza, they stepped up tremendously out there. They did a very good job. Budget, we're working on that. We should have calculations. Miss Holly got that formula, I think, and is going to have it this week, right?
if the software is updated by the state. So
Okay.
we're tentative, hopefully for sure next week.
For calculations, okay?
Yes.
So we are going to have, for sure, another budget hearing on the 11th, so we need to put it on all y'all's agenda for that. Also, there's going to be August the 18th at 5:30 p.m. in the County Court at Law courtroom. We're going to have a big screwworm presentation. AgriLife with Del Rankin and other agencies are going to put in this. I had a long conversation with Mr. Rankin Friday and again this morning. This is going to step up a little bit. It's gonna get, to a point to have, not trying to create a havoc or concerns past what it should be, but there's enough information now that they need to get out to the public. So that'll be pushed in the paper and Facebook and different things, so we can get social media out there and get the word out. But that will be at 5:30 p.m. in the courtroom across the hall, across the parking lot over here. Other than that, I don't have anything else. Guess we're adjourned.